Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Kohaloyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bahashim, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us his beautiful truth. Just want to say Tawada to all the H.I.M, Akwaf, that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Jachanan Nawaf is coming at you with another quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just wanted to touch on this Amar'e Stoudemire story, right? It says former NBA All-Star Amar'e Stoudemire is charged with battery after allegedly slapping teen daughter, right? Okay, so now I wanted to go into this because, you know, when it comes to Amar'e, you know, he kind of spoke out on Kyrie Irving as far as like the link that he left to the Hebrews to Negroes movie or whatever, or documentary or whatever you want to call it. And, you know, Amar'e, he believes that he converted to Judaism, right? He's all over the place with it. He knows he's a Hebrew Israelite, but he's kind of running along with the small hatters, if you know what I mean. You know, the people that wear the little saucer on the top of their head. You know who I'm talking about, the small hatters. But he runs with them. You know, he keeps their Friday to Saturday sundown. He keeps their, you know, as far as Sabbath, which there's no such thing as Friday or Saturday in the Bible. The Sabbath goes by the new moon. You know, there's no such thing as you won't find the word Friday in the Bible. You won't find the word Saturday in the Bible. So the new moon dictates the high holy days, man. You know, Shabbat and, you know, other holidays, right? But anyway, let me just read into it a little bit. I could go to YouTube too as well. It says former NBA star Amar'e Stoudemire was arrested Saturday on domestic violence charges after he allegedly punched one of his teenage daughters in the jaw during an argument, according to the report by CBS Miami. Stoudemire, the 2003 NBA Rookie of the Year, whose career included, all right, we don't need to know all that. He played at Phoenix Suns in New York. We know that. Okay. According to the police report, the dispute began when the victim's grandmother called for her, and Stoudemire did not like the way in which she spoke to her grandmother. The father and daughter then began arguing over whether she had an attitude before Stoudemire allegedly punched her on the right side of her face when she began talking back again. Stoudemire then allegedly slapped his daughter in the face and then again on the left side of her body, right? Investigators reported that the girl's mother, of course, Stoudemire's ex-wife, of course, showed them photos of her daughter crying with blood running down her face. Stoudemire told police that her daughter was upset because she received a whooping from him for disrespectful and liar, whatever. Okay, but, you know, of course, the ex-wife, they're so scornful, man, when they get out of these relationships, that they'll even destroy the man that's actually taking care of the children, you know, because, you know, Amar'e is in a situation of taking good care of the daughters, which I'm sure he probably has, you know what I'm saying, because he has the money and, you know, well-being to do it, you know. But that woman, she will attack that and don't care whether or not he can take care of his daughters anymore. You see what I'm saying? You know, so you'll see probably a little bit more from this. It's a number of things that's going on here. But let me address this first. Let me go into the scriptures real quick. Let's adjust the slack here. Let's adjust let's go into here. This Bible moving kind of slow, so like you bear with me. No, not Deuteronomy. Let's go into Exodus. Let's get the law. Let's go into the 10 Commandments real quick. Now, this is one thing right here, because this is why a lot of children are getting knocked off and a lot of children are getting killed, man, in the fashion that they're getting killed. Exodus 20:12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee. So this is the first commandment with promise. Regardless of how you may feel about your parents, regardless of how you may feel about your grandparents, because I can remember growing up, man. You know, I grew up with my grandparents, and, you know, my grandmother was on my case pretty hard, man. And, you know, it just got to a point where I kind of just ran away, you know, so to speak. You know, so, you know, you can. Now, let me get this scripture as well to go along with this. because you want to honor your mother and your father. But this is one thing that the parents shouldn't do as well too. Let me see if this is what I want. Let me start. Yeah, let me start from the top. Ephesians 6:1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first commandment with promise. That's what we just quoted in Exodus, right? Verse 3. That it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. That's the promise that comes with that commandment. You know, you may not like what your parents are saying. You may not like, but these days, though, these kids are just out of control for nothing. A mother or father can softly say, call their name and say, I need you to do this for me, whatever. And they just got a fucking attitude. But in the meanwhile, the mother and father, they're paying for their iPhone bill, the little purses, the little clothing that they like, even to go with the boys as well. They buying you everything. The refrigerator is full of everything that you like to eat. The cabinets are full of everything. You can go and you can eat, they take you on nice vacations, possibly. They, just the things that parents do. And you can softly ask your child to do something and they'll give you all kinds of mouth and lip, man. Right? Verse 4, though, it says, this is the point, because this is kind of like, what I felt like happened with me and my grandmother or whatever. It says, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath. You're not supposed to provoke children to wrath. And that's kind of like, I could be wrong. Maybe, because it was a while back. I was thinking, all I know was I was tired of this shit. And I was like, fuck that, I'm bouncing. You know what I'm saying? It was just better me bouncing than to, because one thing I did, I ain't gonna say, I wasn't the person to be coming out of my mouth just saying anything, because you know what I'm saying? You knew you'd get your ass whooping, but it was just like multiple, it's just ass whooping after ass whooping after ass whooping for, okay, what am I really doing? Why am I the only, and I'm the only one out of all the children, I'm the only one that's getting it like that. Like, am I really that bad? You know what I'm saying? And I could have been, because like I said, it was a while ago. But, now being in this truth, I appreciate my parents. I appreciate my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? And, all that they've done, because I just never knew about these scriptures like this. Because, see, the Christian pastors, they're not doing lessons like this in church, man. They should be doing lessons in church, letting these children know, hey, look, this is a commandment with promise, right? Okay, but it says, and ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord, right? In the NLT over here, it says, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Because a lot of parents do that. The parents are guilty of that. You parents, you have to understand that this is a covenant for you. This is a commandment for you. Because you can run your children off. Now, next thing you know, you calling the police station like my baby's been gone, overnight, and I don't know where they're at. And, now you got to wait 24 hours to put in, you know what I'm saying, missing person report. Now you worried about where they're at. You crying, you boo-hooing, you on the news. Anybody seen my baby? You know what I'm saying? Instead of using what the scriptures say, because there's a way that you can talk to a child and they'll get it. If you're doing it by the way that the scriptures is talking about. Some of them are not going to get it, though. Don't get me wrong. All of them are not going to get it. Some of them you just got to just, hey, even Paul talked about that. You know what I'm saying? You got to just let Satan whoop on their ass, man. Let them go ahead and let the Lord use Satan to whoop on them. That there's a possibility of them being saved, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, but it says, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Rather, bring them up with the discipline and instruction that comes from the Lord. Okay, so now, if this is really true, because this still supposedly be allegedly, right? Well, let me go into this, because these social media people be all over shit like this, man, all over it. Let me see. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me go into this real quick. So, because I pulled up a few things right now. This is the one.
Amar'e Stoudemire is speaking out after he was arrested following an alleged incident of domestic violence. Miami-Dade County Jail online records show that the former NBA pro was booked on Sunday on a misdemeanor battery charge and had submitted $1,500 bond. according to an arrest affidavit obtained by NBC News. Stoudemire was arrested for allegedly punching and slapping one of his daughters, who was unidentified. NBC News reports that, per the document, the ex-athlete allegedly ran into his daughter's room and accused her of, quote, giving attitude to her grandmother. The daughter allegedly denied having an attitude, after which Stoudemire allegedly said, quote, "You're talking back again," then allegedly punched her in the jaw and slapped her face and body, leaving a bloody nose. According to the affidavit, police on the scene allegedly, quote, observed bloodstains on the daughter's clothes, and her mother allegedly showed officers a photo of her daughter allegedly crying with blood on her face. Stoudemire allegedly said that his daughter, quote, had received a whooping from him for being disrespectful and a liar, but did not elaborate further, allegedly then pleading the fifth. On Sunday afternoon, Stoudemire released a statement on social media regarding the incident. It reads, "Over the last 24 hours, an incident at my family home led to my being charged with assaulting my daughter. It is an allegation based on a report that does not square with the facts. I am of the Jewish faith. Today, Jewish people all over the world celebrate Hanukkah and hear the story of how we fought wickedness. I believe that whatever is hateful to you, do not do to others." As the investigation...
Now let's stop there, because what is Hanukkah? Hanukkah goes into the book of the Maccabees. That lets you know that. Matter of fact, Yahweh he kept the Feast of Dedication. You know what I'm saying? Which lets you know that the Apocrypha, which was taken out of the Bible by the Protestant church, you know, those extra 14 books, it gives you the history of what was going on and who's who. And with good reason they took it out, because it lets you know that the so-called white man are Edomites, the Greeks are Edomites, and they had the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in slavery. And that Hanukkah that he's talking about, that was actually a victory over the so-called white man. But he's celebrating it right along with the so-called white people that's celebrating it all wrong. They're not going to tell you where that actually comes from. And Hanukkah been passed. That's already done passed. We celebrated Hanukkah, about a month back, I think it was, or so. The real, around the real timing of it. See, we're not into the so-called white man's Jewish faith, man. Keeping Saturday sundown, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, Sabbaths and things of that nature, because there's no Friday in the Bible. There's no such thing as Saturday in the Bible. Type it in if you don't believe me. Look through the Bible. You're not going to see the day Friday pops up. You're not going to see the day Saturday popping up. So how is it that the Shabbat or Sabbath is on Friday evening to Saturday evening? You won't find it. It's not real. It's not true. Now, does it really matter in these last days? Because we're in captivity. Because there are people that's into this Israelite faith that actually do it that way. Like IUIC, I think they keep it on Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Ain't no matters to me. It doesn't really matter, because it has nothing to do with our salvation, because we're practicing, we're practicing this thing, so to speak. We're practicing the righteous deeds. We're practicing the righteousness of the scriptures, because we're a long ways away from our old ancient biblical times, man, where we was doing this correctly. And even with, as far as like him and his daughter, in the ancient days, his daughter never would have even spoke like that, if that was the case. And he never would have had to put hands on her. But now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sure how, as far as, you definitely, you'd have caught a whipping back then. But I mean, even, some of this stuff, man, you could have been put to death for. And that's one of them cases as well. You could have been put to death for dishonoring your parents, man. In certain ways. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you kids, man, y'all had to realize that the Lord, he changes not, man. He hasn't changed. Because though we can't physically put our hands on you because we're in captivity under this white man, so-called white man, that don't mean that the Lord won't kill your ass. The Lord will knock you right off. He'll put you in a situation. Hey, think about all these children out here that's being trafficked right now, sex trafficking and all this other stuff that's going on. Got into an argument with their mama, got into an argument with their parents or their dad or whatever, and tried to hit these streets. I'm going out. I'm leaving. Now they wishing that they could go back home to their parents. They can't even get in touch with them because some grueling nigga is over them. But anyway, let's play some more of this.
Unfolds. The facts will show the allegations to be groundless, as my daughter's medical condition is not the result of being assaulted by a father who is nearly 7 feet tall and weighs 250 pounds. I could never see myself assaulting any person, especially my children. I respect, protect, and love my family, particularly my children. As a father, I ask for your grace as we secure our space and privacy. Stoudemire has an arraignment hearing scheduled for January 17th, per online jail records.
Okay, there you have it. Now, one thing I will say from that is, let's see if these small hats help him out like they help out each other, since he's such a part of Judaism, right? Because let's get this. Let's see if Salakia. Oh my goodness gracious. Salakia for that, man. Filming on goddamn TikTok, man.
Shalom, 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 brothers and sisters. What's going on?
I just wanted to get to the point.
20 years with the Israelites.
And this is, for educational purposes only. Let me just put that out there. It's not, I'm not getting any monetary value or anything out of this. It's just for educational purposes only. So this guy, basically, he's going off into Salakia, Amar'e Stoudemire, and, him responding to Kanye regarding, Kyrie Irving, black Jews, because this Israelite thing is moving really, really strong out here, man. This truth, the Lord is waking up the children of Israel, the elect of Israel, and a lot of people are starting to see that we are the children of Israel. You see what I'm saying? And those small hatters that this guy, Amar'e Stoudemire, is following and after and has converted to, they're trying to keep his people from actually waking up. Now, you can convert to Judaism, but you better not say that you're actually the actual people. When in reality, in that apocrypha that I was speaking of, it tells you where they converted at. They converted by John Hyrcanus. They're not the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. They are Edomites. They have nothing to do with the promises of the scriptures, man. Nothing at all. They converted to Judah. They converted, and then they came up with Judaism and all this. It's a history to it. You can read into it. I'm not going to go too far off into it. But, that's not our heritage. Our heritage is not a conversion to a religion called Judaism. We are the Jews. That's our culture. That's our heritage. You see? And when you go into that word Jews, that's the southern kingdom. The word Jews, it actually goes into Judah, Yahweh, which, giving praise to Yahweh, Yahweh praise, roughly paraphrasing that. That's what that word means. So that's just one tribe. There are 11 more tribes. And these people won't tell you where the other 11 tribes are at, right? They just have the whole entire world believing, when they say Jews, that just means, that's Israel, so to speak. But there are 11 tribes. There's 11 more tribes because Israel, his name was changed to Yasharallah. He had 12 sons. Those 12 sons became the 12 tribes of Israel. You see? Well, let's get some of this right here.
I know specifically there was a time where he was attending Israel of God. And so by the time he transitioned, I guess he went to Israel. He might have went through some transitions, but in this video, he's saying he's not denying that African Americans and those that were in the slave trade and diaspora around the world, he's not saying that they're not Israelites, and he's not denying his Israelite heritage. But he just wanted to make it abundantly clear. So I think some people came at him pretty hard because of the Kyrie Irving situation. So let me know what y'all think. All right, shalom.
Shavuot told, man, hope everybody had a good Shabbat. But let me tackle this topic that I discovered, man. That Kanye tweeted something about me as if I'm turning my back on the community, as if I'm advising Kyrie to apologize for being a Hebrew Israelite. I would never ask Kyrie to apologize for being an Israelite. You kidding me? I dedicated about 20 plus years of my life on researching and learning who we are as a people. You understand me? And why would I advise my brother to say, hey, apologize for saying you're a Hebrew? Only thing he had apologized for is the little portion that's inside the video that's hurtful to the Jewish people. And as an Israelite, it's our job.
So he's saying that he's a Hebrew. He's done 20 years of teaching that, or studying that he's a Hebrew Israelite. But he's saying that they disrespected the Jewish people. So if you know that you're the Hebrew Israelite, how do they have anything to do with it? You see? And then he's talking with, where's your beard at, buddy? Where your beard went? Where your beard go? Since you've been doing all this studying. See, this guy's hypocritical. The Lord is putting him on spot. The Lord is putting him on blast. And we're going to see what else comes from this. But the Lord will humble you, man. Because this is hypocritical talk right here. Let's get some more.
To be a holy nation, so we understand that. So come on, man. We ain't don't try this here. You already know me. Y'all know me. Y'all see what I've been learning over the years. Y'all follow my path. I would never advise someone to apologize for being an Israelite. Kanye, you should know this, man. You know me. Holla at me, man. Peace.
Look, anybody following this guy? The scriptures talks about the blind leading the blind. This dude does not know what the hell he's talking about, and he's catching a lot of backlash right now, because this is how the Lord will set you up, man. The Lord will set you up. Now they got you out here looking like you a damn, you know, because I'm not sure which one of you. I think his daughters are 17 and 14. They're practically women. I mean, they are women in the eyes of the religion that he's talking about. They should be married at the age that they are. Straight up. If he's so into this biblical thing, following in behind the small hatters. So if he's just got them at his house still, you know, beating on them and shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good look, because you have to use wisdom in this man's kingdom, man. These kids can have your ass arrested and destroyed. And they won't even think about the fact that the government will come and take all the rest of the kids in the house after they do that type of shit. They can call the police and say, hey, my parents, my mama, my daddy, they hit me. Next thing you know, the so-called white people is there in a damn van. How many children you have? Oh, it's 3 more children in? We got to take them. None of the other children are gone for months, year, whatever, until they figure out, okay, well, what really happened? But in the meanwhile, these so-called white people, they have your children. See what I'm saying? They have your children in the meanwhile. You're still in captivity. So you have to use wisdom when it comes to certain things like this. I'm sure you're probably taking care of everything for them. Take some of that shit from them that you're buying. Take some, pull back on some of the things that some of those enjoyments that they have. No, you don't get to go and get no eyelashes and nails and all this other shit. Whatever it takes to, because you can't be putting your hands on them like that if that's the case. Now it's saying he's allegedly done it. Okay, we'll see. But they ain't just coming to arrest his ass for nothing. If there's blood stains involved, mama got pictures, because ex he gonna get it in. Ex-wife, he gonna get that. She gonna get it in on your ass, and she's just like, just what I needed. Don't give a shit about the babies. As long as I can hurt this nigga, man. You see? And where's the, why do you even have an ex-wife? Why? Because when you go off into that, if you go into that story, you know what I'm saying? I can remember that as well. It was supposedly because he had a baby by another woman, I think it was. But if he was really going by the Jewish laws, he should be able to have multiple wives. So what's up with that? He can't do that. Why? Because he's in America, he's in captivity, and he's under those damn curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, man. You're not going to get around it. Now, here's another thing that I seen too as well, right? He was coaching, I think, for the Nets. Now, I haven't heard, this is the first I've heard of this, is that he has left the coaching position because of the Shabbat, because he wants to keep the Sabbath, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And a lot of basketball games land on a Friday and Saturday. But where's Friday and Saturday in the scriptures? And that's why our apostles and elders teach us that, hey, look, we're in captivity. We do the best that we can. We keep the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to the best of our ability in this captivity, man. You can't just say, now he has enough money where he can do something like that. Okay, cool. That's what you want to do. He has enough money to do that. But a person that's getting up and going to work a 9 to 5, it's going to be hard for you to find a job where you're telling your boss, well, hey, look, I need Fridays and Saturdays off because of the Sabbath. They're going to be like, huh? No, those are our busiest days. We need you here. You need to go find work elsewhere because we can't deal with that. Straight up. There's some people that have the weekends off. You know, Friday, you know, the last day of the week, Friday, you able to get to the house and situate and get ready for the Shabbat coming in. Some people got those days off, but everybody don't. And then when it straight comes down to it, the Shabbat lands, it's on the new moon. Like right now it's coming up. The last week of this month would be Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown. And then following that, the new moon comes in Thursday. So it's Thursday sundown to Friday sundown starting this next new month. But guess what? It's going to be a 48-hour Sabbath, if you understand that. Because we have to finish out the last month of Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown. And then it comes in again Thursday sundown to Friday sundown. So that goes into a 48-hour Sabbath. And it happens like that sometimes. Sometimes it's a day skip in between. But that's going by the new moon. And that's the proper way to keep it. And that's the way that we keep it. That's the way that we keep it. You know, we follow the teachings of GMS by the Spirit because they had the 100% truth. When you read the scriptures properly and you read about the word month means new moon. The word moon means month, Salakia. That's where you get the word moon from. When a new moon comes in, that starts a new month. You think that back in the ancient days, the Hebrew Israelites was running around here talking about January, February, March, April, May, June, July, all that shit. That shit didn't exist. The days of the week and the months that's in the US of A and pretty much the Gregorian calendar, all that good stuff, all that stuff is Greek and Roman god shit. All those names, look up Google, where are the origins of the days of the week or origins of the days of the month that people go by. And what you're going to see is those are all named after Roman gods, Greek gods, man. Idolatry. So back then they wasn't keeping, they didn't have January, February, March, April, May, and all this other stuff. They didn't have a Friday and Saturday. That is not in the scriptures. And that's just common sense, man. But let's get what they're going into, right?
A new stimulus for Americans born after 1957 was just...
Salakia, man. Salakia for the ads. Okay, so, hold up. So now, the guy, he spoke about a few baseball players that done it before, things of that nature, but we just want to get... Let me just start here. And like I said, again, this is for educational purposes only.
Was Jewish too after a game like that. But I want to talk about a different athlete now. Former NBA All-Star Amar'e Stoudemire. He was an All-Star with the Phoenix Suns and with the, of course, with the New York Knicks. And he's been the last couple of years an assistant coach for the Brooklyn Nets. Mm-hmm. And he last week had announced that he's stepping down. And there was a lot of speculation that it was because of conflicts with the star point guard of the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving. But Amar'e Stoudemire went on his Instagram to say, no, it wasn't Kyrie Irving. It was a different reason. Let's take a look at that Instagram clip.
Take a look.
I spoke with Steve Nash before I went on ESPN. We had an easy mutual.
Now, notice again, he doesn't have a beard. Let me get that scripture real quick. Because he's talking all this, Jew this, Jew that. Where's your beard at, man? That's a law that can be kept. Hell, even the small hatters got beards. Let me see here. Leviticus 19:27. This is the law. This is what he's claiming to keep, the laws, right? Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Matter of fact, let's go into this. Let's get this word mar. You're not supposed to destroy your beard, man. You're supposed to let that beard grow. We're not supposed to be getting no damn crispy ass lineups. None of that, man. Let's get this word mar real quick. Shout out. It's Sahat 878:43. Let's see. Destroy. See, corrupt, go to ruin, decay. To be see, we're not supposed to destroy our beards in no way, man. You see that? You're not supposed to ruin it, man. You're not supposed to batter it or cast it off, man. Right? You're not supposed to do. See this little shit that he got right here, because it's not like he can't grow a beard. We've seen him in videos with a full beard. You see what I'm saying? So this guy, the Lord is putting him out here. He's hypocritical as hell, man. Let's get some more. And I'm gonna end out. I don't want to keep it this long because we already my good.
On ESPN, we had an easy mutual conversation. I spoke about me not being able to grow in the coaching space because I don't work on Shabbat, and so not working on Friday night and Saturdays is difficult for anyone to grow in the coaching space.
See, what did he say? Friday night and Saturday night. You know what? Let's do this. Let's see if the word Friday is in the Bible. Let's just type it in. This is the blue letter. It's pretty good about if you type in a word and it's in there, it's going to give you every single time that it ever was in there. There you go. Friday. Nothing. Does not occur in the KJV. You know what? It might be in the NLT or something like that, or one of these new living translations or something. But we talking about the original scriptures, man. Let's get Saturday, because Saturday is the origins of Saturday is another god, man, god of Saturn. So or I mean, come on, man. See, it does not occur. So Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is not scriptural. So he could have kept his job, man. He might as well have just went on to work. You see, but let's get some more.
Space, because coaching is such a grind and it requires you to be there full time. And so for me, I wasn't able to grow in that space. So I did not want to continue coaching.
Right. So, Ellie, Amar'e Stoudemire is an Orthodox Jew. No, he wasn't born that way. He was born as an African-American. But
see, look at this guy. It says, no, he wasn't born that way. Yes, he was. He's your actual Jew. Let's go back here. See, this how these people get down, man. Let's go back just a little bit. Let's get it. And he's actually following him behind this shit. This man is calling him an African-American. Africa and America is named after two different white men. You can't be a nationality is not continents, man. You can't. A continent doesn't make a nationality for you, man. There are biblical nationalities. We are Hebrew Israelites. We come from the tribe of Judah. If you're a so-called black person, and we say so-called because look, his jacket is black. No one is that color. He's not that color. He's brown. His shirt is white. No one's actually that color. The so-called white man is actually pinkish to reddish in color. They are Esau, Edom, man. Let's get some more. Let's see. Just check it out, man. This is what they want you to think. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Hebrew Israelites. It's high time to awake out of sleep. You need to wake up, man. This is what the apostles are out here on the highways and byways teaching, man, and doing. That you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Hebrew Israelites, and it's high time to awake out of sleep and repent. Because that's who the Lord is coming for. And these people right here, if you go into Revelations 2 and 9, Revelations 3 and 9, hey, just read those. It says, I know the blasphemy of those that say they are the people and are not, but do lie. But they are the synagogue of Satan, right? That's what the scriptures is saying. These people they're converts themselves. They're the ones that wasn't born Jews. But look at how they flipped the game, man. Let's get it again.
Coaching.
Right. So, Ellie, Amar'e Stoudemire is an Orthodox Jew. No, he wasn't born that way. He was born as an African-American, but apparently his mother had some links to what's called the Black Hebrews or Black...
See, look at that. See, look at that. This nigga is in there with a small hat on, bobbing like how they bob. Now it's saying that his mother, let's see what they had to say about his mother.
Black Israelites movement. Not
see, black Israelite movement. We're not black, man. We're Hebrew Israelites. We're not black. They love to throw that on there though, because they understand that negative connotation. When they say black, it makes you just imagine all kinds of crazy shit. When they say black, that's no different than saying you leaning out of a window with a gun doing a drive-by, man. All kinds of wickedness comes to mind when they say black, man. And they understand that. Let's get some more.
recognized officially as Jews, but they think of themselves as having some Jewish roots. So he was kind of interested in the subject. Later, towards the end of his NBA career, he started researching the subject of Judaism. And then he came to Israel, and he played here in Israel. He played with Hapoel Jerusalem. He later now owns a piece of that club.
Look at this nigga here, man. We don't need to go no further. Well, hey, you might as well be a nigga, man. Straight up, you might as well be. Yeah, you are black. You are black. You are black. you running right along with the shit that. Never mind, man. Salakia, man. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on this. Hey, we'll see how it comes out. But man, no, hey, if you following Amar'e Stoudemire and this bullshit right here, you're following. You're definitely following a blind man. You're gonna fall right into a ditch with this Negro, man. Anyway, with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala.